think this delimitation will affect Odisha's representation in Parliament?
No, delimitation is a very important issue from Odisha's point of view. If the current number of seats remain the same and population remains as the criteria, sole criteria, then we are going to lose number of seats both in the Parliament as well as in the Assembly. Even if this number of seats is increased and our number of seats in the Parliament and Assembly gets increased, the proportionate increase will not happen of political representation in the Parliament. So delimitation as it is being done with population as the criteria cannot be beneficial to Odisha and will not be acceptable to Odisha and our party.
Also, considering Odisha, it has a good number of tribal population and also marginalized communities. So how do you think the delimitation will affect those representations?
No, so the population of scheduled tribes in Odisha is about 24%, and the scheduled caste is about 15%. So 40% of the population are SCs and STs. So I think they need to be represented fairly and squarely and justly in the delimitation exercise, both at the Parliament level and at the Assembly level. So when we get down into the details of delimitation within the state, this would be an important consideration for our party. Our leader, Shri Amar Patnaik, has always stood for the rights of the tribals and the women and scheduled caste. So we will be having a close look at it. But as I said, it is an extremely important issue which will affect the population of Odisha in general and the tribals and SCs and women of Odisha.
Now, we spoke about the Odisha government. The BJP is in rule now. So are they like speaking about anything about this delimitation? Like there is a partiality, do you mean?
So that's the most unfortunate part. The current BJP government in Odisha seems to be not bothered about the interest of Odisha or the Oriya people. They are just not bothered about such an important issue. And I think their mouths are sealed because they have not got any indication from their bosses in Delhi. So until they say something, they cannot open their mouth here. But we as a regional party have always stood for the interest of our people. The Biju Janata Dal has always stood for the interest of Oriya people, the 4.5 crore Oriyas. And therefore we would continue to raise this issue, take this issue very seriously to ensure that justice is done to Orissa, irrespective of whether the ruling party and the BJP in the state takes it up or doesn't take it up.
Okay, in case if the delimitation proceeds anyway based on the population, will BJD face the legal or constitutional challenges? Will take it up?
We are open to taking it up at all levels, including at the legal level, and also including taking it to the people on the streets.
Okay. Now the BJP says like the DMK government, it does this meeting just to divert the people. What do you think, and how successful is this JAC?
No, the JAC is as the first initiative to bring the issue on the table and bring it as an important issue for political discussion across the states which are affected by it. I think it's a very good development, and our leader Shri Amar Patnaik has thanked the Tamil Nadu Chief Minister Honorable Sri Stalin for organizing this and bringing this issue to the fore. How it will affect or how it will play out in Tamil Nadu, the reason behind it, actually I'm not in the position to say because I do not belong to this place. But we are in agreement with the political parties who came today, mostly from the south, on the issue of delimitation and not in political considerations, because the larger interest of the state of Orissa and the people of Orissa have to be taken into view and have to be kept into consideration.
And also my last question. So considering Lakshadweep, one MP represents a small number of people. Though in Diamond Harbour, like the MP will represent a lakhs of people. There is a difference. So people say that this is high time we should bring delimitation. So do you have any alternative model that would not affect other states' representation, especially southern states and Odisha?
You see, the very good point that you brought out about Lakshadweep. The same thing happens in the northeast. I've been in Sikkim, a small state, but political representation has been given to them in the form of one MP in the Lok Sabha. So the Article 82 of the Constitution, which prescribes delimitation says that population would be the consideration, but also administrative reasons and many other aspects. So I think delimitation is necessary to give representation to the underrepresented or unrepresented. It is important. That's why I say it's important. But we also have to be mindful of the fact of the situation that has happened in the southern states, that for performing well in population control, they would be penalized. Now, that's something that cannot be agreed to or accepted. And on the other hand, those states in which population has increased manifold without caring any for the population control measures that the government of India has implemented from time to time, if we do not disincentivize them and penalize them for not implementing the national plan and stabilization plan and population, I think it would be a great disservice to the country. So all these aspects should be taken into account, and therefore our former Chief Minister, party leader Amar Patnaik, has said today in a statement which was played in the meeting today, that two things important. One, population cannot be the sole criteria. Number two, don't rush it through. Have wider consultation with all political parties, all stakeholders, and try to reach a consensus. And only then the fruits of delimitation, for those who are underserved, for those who have performed well, they should not be penalized. All these aspects can be discussed and should not be done as a top-down kind of a model from by the central government.
Thank you, sir. Thank
you.
you so much.